quorum, we have count. Now I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn that November meeting so we can reconvene into regular business of tonight's meeting. By way of explanation, we attempted to merge with all the items of new business together into transit.
So moved, Bocelli.
Second, Tillman.
We have a motion second, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Prior to this meeting, we held a, okay, now I'll call to order this meeting, the next meeting, which is in recontinuation of January meeting, which was rescheduled for tonight. And prior to this meeting, we held the executive session, at which time we discussed various legal issues, personnel issues, student matters, and received some information on other matters. Now, I call the meeting to order. Secretary, please call the roll.
Are we doing the pledge first?
Yes, I got my word, I apologize. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now this meeting is called to order. This meeting may be recorded and there is no expectation of privacy.
Roll
Call
call.
the
Okay.
roll, please.
Leonard,
Here.
Brett,
Here.
Bisco,
Here.
Bojalad,
Here.
Dicerot,
Here.
Fike, Harach, did I say that correctly? Okay. Humberger, Mock, Rao,
Present.
Shaw,
Here.
Cedar, Shear,
Here.
Toman,
Here.
Boyd,
Here.
Wooleen.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Report. Thank you. Do we have anybody pick up the necessary card to go out for information who want to have one in the public input?
No cards turned in here.
I have none around me, so I'll move on. Right now, I would like to entertain a motion to approval of the minutes for the October 28th, 2025 meeting. This will be a voice vote. We have a motion to approve that.
Make a motion, Brent.
We have a motion, second.
Second, Ralph.
Motion second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We'll now move on to the school board section. Are there any motions that need pulled for discussion? This will be a voice vote. There's only one motion, so I'd like to entertain a motion to approve SD 2526-015.
Motion by Mock.
Second, Bocelli.
We have a motion second, and this motion is to appoint Mr. William Brack, who is nominated by the Belleville Area School District Board of School Directors to fill a vacancy on the Board of Directors of Westmoreland Intermediate Unit until the annual election can occur. So, we have a motion second, all in favor, aye?
Is this roll call?
It's roll call.
No,
No,
they
this
they
is
mean
voice.
call the roll again now that he's a member.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
This is voice vote, I'll have to call the roll again to get me correct.
Okay, thank
So this is a voice vote. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries. Now we call the roll again, including on the board members, please.
I included him the first time, so that was my fault, so.
That's why I got
Yes, so I will nix his here the first time. Okay. Brett,
you. Here, I mean, yes.
Here.
here, yes. Bisco,
Here.
Bojalad,
Here.
Dicerot,
Here.
Fike.
Yes.
Let's try this again. Harach,
Here.
okay. Humberger, Mock,
Here.
Rao,
Here.
Shaw,
Here.
Cedar, Shear,
Here.
Toman,
Here.
Boyd. Here. Willeen.
Here.
And Leonard.
Here. We have a quorum.
Yes.
So now, item number 7, we received no correspondence, unless there's anything that I'm not aware of.
No, sir.
We'll move on to item 8, WIU Foundation. We have Mrs. Martha or Dr. Conway, who I will choose to begin.
I yield my time to Mrs. Murtha.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Just 2 quick things, and there's sheets over here with them. Our Champions of Art is March 21st for the award ceremony and the Family Day. Due to scheduling conflicts here at the IU this year, we are hosting that event over at Clairview. So all of your districts, the special ed students in all of your districts in those classes, were invited to participate. Judging will be here. You will get an email for that if anybody's in our area, that you will be invited to come to the IU to judge those, and we will give out all the awards that day, okay? Secondly, in that is our annual bingo that we hold every year, which is our huge fundraiser that we do in order to be able to offer the foundation events. So the event flyer is there. Please, if anybody can share these out so that we can get enough participants there for it to be a success. And there's another part with it that we are asking for event sponsors, prize sponsors, any types of donations. So that is all in there also, if you can share that out in your districts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Luann. And later in the agenda, you will see we'll be asking for a board representative to serve on the foundation board, since recent resignations of IU board members who used to be the reps on the foundation. So we would just be looking for one board member that would serve on that. And Luann, how many approximate 4 to 5 meetings that we have throughout the year?
There's 5 a year. We do them on Tuesday mornings. We do them at 7:30, so that if anybody has work or has to get anywhere. And we do them in person here at the IU, or we Zoom. The majority, we get maybe 3 or 4, 5 people to come here, and the other 8, 10, 11 Zoom with us. We try to be done by 8 o'clock so that I can get back to Clairview for school and that everybody can go on with their day, because we do have business people who are on the board outside that way. So that's what we have.
All right, thanks again for all your leadership with the foundation,
Thank you.
Luann. You've now been the foundation president now for how many years?
14.
Yeah, so thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you.
With the foundation. All right, let's, that would conclude then the foundation report, Mr. Leonard.
And does anybody, at this point, have any interest in filling that position that was just announced? If not, we can hear from you later. The motion has a blank, needs filled. Okay, moving right along. We'll now go on to item 9, financial reports. This will be a voice vote. Are there any motions that can be pulled from special? These are combining November, December, January, these are all the motions condensed together. So, hearing none, we entertain a motion to approve FR 26013-015.
I make a motion, Russ.
We have a motion, second.
Second, Boyd.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor, aye.
Boyd, I'm sorry,
Opposed,
Boyd.
nay. Motion
Yeah, thank you.
Now, item number 10, committee reports. There were no meetings to report. Next scheduled committee meeting, February 24th, prior to that next board meeting, so that's not far away. Now we go on to our executive director's report.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. President. Just a few items to include in this month's report. First and foremost, January was School Board Appreciation Month, and so I want to thank each and every one of you for not only serving on your district board, but also the intermediate unit board. You'll see that there is a motion later that will double or triple your pay as an IU board member. So hopefully you will be supportive of that motion. I'm kidding to the public with that. These individuals, night after night for their district, as well as come here for different meetings, it's a commitment with very little glory that goes with it. And so, thank you on behalf of the administrative team. And I know Mrs. Murtha has a special gift coming from our and Mr. Syback, also our Clairview principal. So I'll throw it over to you.
And the gifts were made and helped to be made and created in the cricket lab that we have over there. We started our cricket process things as your gift for that. So on behalf of Clairview staff and our students, we want to thank you for all the time, effort, and care that you put into serving our students and staff. Your dedication and leadership make a real difference in supporting our school and its positive learning environment. We truly appreciate all of your efforts in guiding the work of the intermediate unit. Because of your work, the students have the support they need to succeed, and the staff feel valued in the important work that they do there every day. Again, thank you for your continued service and commitment to education. We're grateful for all that you do from Clairview School.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Yes, thank you, Lillian, and thank everyone over at Clairview for these very nice gifts. Okay, awesome. All right, next on the Executive Director's Report, I wanted to highlight something really cool that's going to be happening in the near future, and we can thank our Curriculum and Professional Learning Services and their colleagues for organizing the first ever, and hopefully continuing here thereafter, a new teacher symposium and also an Induction Plus program. And I've asked Dr. Cunningham to provide the board with an update to these two items. So thank you very much, Dr. Cunningham, for joining us tonight.
Yes, thank you. So good to see you all this evening. I'm sorry I don't have any gifts for you, but I do also appreciate your service. Just a couple of minutes of your time. Our team is trying to be very sensitive to the needs of our school districts. One, with this event, we're facing a teacher shortage in our area across the Commonwealth. And we know research has shown for years that we need to try to keep teachers in their first 5 years in the classroom, because that's where we see most teachers starting to pull out of the profession. And so we're hosting a new teacher symposium. It's targeted at our new teachers across the region to get them, one, just connected to each other, to form a group and know that they're not alone across the region as new teachers, and also just to spend some time learning together. We also are in partnership with Pennsylvania Department of Education for this event. It's really challenging sometimes to navigate moving from a level 1 teaching certificate to a permanent level 2 teaching certificate. And so representatives from PDE are going to be here at this event, also to present and to help new teachers make sure they understand everything they need to know about how to navigate that process. Another reason that we're having this event is through our comprehensive planning process. Our districts that were involved in that process said, hey, we love these regional countywide events. We'd also like to be included in them. And so we do have 2 districts who were able on this date to contribute to what is happening here. We have an educator from the Westmoreland School District, and an educator from the Norwin School District, both administrators who are going to be planning and presenting at this session to be here to support it. So we're happy about that. The second thing that you see, we're also trying to support districts in supplementing their induction programs. As they're working with their new teachers, there's a lot of work to do there. And so anything that we can do to help take that lift off of the districts, we want to try to provide some instructional supports that their teachers can access if they would like to. So we have some flexible asynchronous options that again just serve to supplement the plans that the districts have in place. And so thank you for listening. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Also happy to talk to you at any time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cunningham. Very much appreciated, and we're really looking forward to, the date again is March 16th. March 16th. So thanks again for you and your team, and your colleagues on the Curriculum Council for helping get that rolling. So thank you very much. All right, next up, wanted to share a success story around our early intervention quality enhancement plan. Dr. Stranahan, if you wouldn't mind just addressing the board on this success story.
Absolutely. Thanks for a few moments. Good evening, team. So I am pleased to share some very positive news regarding the Westmoreland Intermediate Unit 7 Early Intervention Program. So over the past year, our program engaged in focused system-level improvement through the development and implementation of our annual quality enhancement plan that's given to us by Octal every January. I am proud to report that following a comprehensive validation process, the Bureau of Early Intervention Services and Family Support has formally determined that all areas of non-compliance have been fully corrected. Every outcome identified in our annual QEP has been accomplished, reflected through disciplined planning, strong leadership, and a shared commitment to continuous improvement. One focus area that made tremendous gains was in compliance and service delivery through targeted staff training, the early childhood letters that you guys approved for my faculty to engage in, ongoing data monitoring, consistent accountability structures. We achieved near perfect performance across multiple state indicators, ensuring children were evaluated on time, services were delivered promptly, and that IEPs were implemented within required timelines. One data point that really captures the impact of this work was that of our July 1 restructuring, where we reduced the percentage of children being provided services in a special ed classroom, which is the most restrictive learning environment, from over 20% to 17%. And so we met, in fact, exceeded the state expectation for inclusive, least restrictive environments. And then lastly, the Bureau of Special Ed specifically commended our staff for their professionalism, persistence, and dedication. I echo that gratitude. This achievement represents the collective efforts of our teachers, our therapists, evaluators, supervisors, and community partners. Most importantly, it means that children and families across our county are receiving stronger, more inclusive, and more responsive early intervention services. And we're very proud to be able to stand here and celebrate with you. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Jason. And your team for and as soon as you took on the position, you looked at that and said we were going to meet these goals. You organized people, incredible effort. So thank you very much, Jason, for you and your team making that happen. All right. Last thing on the agenda, on my director's report, I'm actually going to postpone until the February 24th meeting. Just a little preview, a little plant the seed. We're looking at ways to expand services in early childhood as well as school age programs within the county in concert with better use of our resources, our buildings. And so a little preview. It's going to take a little more time than we have, I think, for this evening. So I'm going to postpone it for the 24th because we're going to be together in 20 days anyway. So, all right. So, Mr. President, that concludes the Executive Director's report.
Thank you, Dr. Conway. Now we're going to move on to item 12, old business. And the first old business item is 2526-002. And this will be a motion to remove from table 2526-008. This motion was to approve the attendance of Tammy Good, Ron Ross at the Pasbo annual conference. And this will be a voice vote. All in favor?
I have a
Oh, yes.
question. Are you spending the night downtown?
I am not attending the conference, so we talked about that, and rather than change the motion, we said I would tell the president tonight, you can strike my name because I'm not able to attend the con.
What I just said, this motion is to approve the attendance of Ronald Lawson at the Pasbo annual conference to be held in Pittsburgh at David L. Lawrence Convention Center on March 24th through 27th, 2026, at the approximate cost of $900 for the hotel and registration fees pending resolution, state budget, and passwords and stuff.
Is it necessary for him to spend the night downtown Pittsburgh?
Not seeing the schedule, do you know if there's like night, evening events?
There always are night, evening events. But again, some districts permit that and some do not. Everybody's board policies are different, so.
Okay, the motion does cover lodging for the night, so. Now, anybody else, any more questions? This, now we'd entertain a motion to approve OB 252600.
I think you have to do the voice vote for removing from the table.
That's what we're doing.
Oh,
Can I ask a question?
This is where is it going? Does that price change from $900?
it says each. Yeah, each, yeah. No worries.
Yeah, there's one removed, so it'll go.
So I can again make a motion to remove it from the table.
Second round.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, this will be a voice vote, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay, motion carries. Now, we will move on to approve FS 25260008, and I will read this and make an amendment to this motion too. This motion is to approve the attendance of Ronald Lawson at the PASBO Annual Conference to be held in Pittsburgh at the David L. Lodge Convention Center from March 24th through 27th, 2026, at the approximate cost of $900 for the hotel and registration fees pending resolution table of the budget results. So, now, do we have a motion to approve 25260008?
I make a motion, Brett's.
Second one.
We have a motion second, this will be a voice vote, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay, motion carries.
Alice, I have a question.
Sure.
It says pending resolution of the state budget won't pass.
That's solved, I believe.
It is.
Yeah, we just carried it over from November
I thought
because,
so.
Yeah, I actually, I read it the first time, but I didn't read it on the
I think there was
second.
another one that I didn't know.
Yeah, I scratched it on the second. Okay, item 13, Human Resource Services. This will be from HR 25260025 from 42. Are there any motions that will need pulled for discussion? Hearing none, this will be a roll call vote. Call the roll.
Need a motion?
I make a motion, Brett.
Yeah.
Second
Keep
one.
jumping the gun. Okay, I need a motion to
Second.
approve.
Brett's motion, second Boyd.
Boyd?
That's approved 25, 26, 25, and 42. We have a motion and a second. Now,
Bisco?
Yes.
Bojalid?
Yes.
Diceroth?
Yes.
Fike?
Yes.
Parach? Burger, Mock?
Yes.
Rao?
Yes.
Shaw?
Yes.
Cedar? Shear?
Yes.
Toman?
Yes.
Boyd?
Yes.
Woleen?
Yes.
Leonard?
yes.
Bretts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Motion carries. Okay, now we'll move to item number 14, curriculum and professional learning services. This would be CPLS 25260009 and 10. Is there any motion needs pulled for discussion? Okay, so we'd like to have that motion.
Commissioner Mock?
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second Bojalli.
Motion second, this will be a voice vote. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next on the agenda, item 15, early childhood services. And this will be a motion to approve ECS 2526-014 and ECS 2526-017. Are there any motions that need pulled for discussion?
Can I please ask a question about 15B, please?
Sure.
What is the law regarding the reimbursement for parents?
The law. I don't know, what do you mean by law? I mean, yeah, you wanna answer that? I mean, it's an arrangement for parents who are gonna provide their own transportation instead of using transportation provided by the intermediate unit. So Jason, do you wanna explain kind of the process, how that works?
So in early intervention, there's no cost, right? by way of FAPE. And so we offer free transportation to kids by way of vans.
It is not free.
Well,
Just wanted to
free,
clarify.
it's no cost to our families is what I meant.
Correct. The charge goes back to the districts. Yeah.
No cost to our families. But, okay, no cost to our families. When kids are enrolled in an approved private school or come to Clairview, in which a van cannot be provided for a number of reasons. One, maybe, a 3-year-old, a mom or a dad doesn't want a 3-year-old on a van for a long distance. We have the option of providing reimbursement by way of the going IRS rate of 0.72 cents a gallon. And so that's what this is. There's a parent who doesn't want their child to be placed on a van, and this is you guys approving them as the driver of their own personal vehicle to take their kid to and from school.
So,
And you are required to approve this contract so that the district can get reimbursement from the state on it. So without the approval by the board, it's not a legitimate contract that we can turn into the state to get reimbursement for the districts.
so we provide free transportation.
We do not,
Well,
No,
free
but-
transportation to
yes,
the
we are
families.
required by law, by the IU, to provide
Yeah.
transportation for early intervention
I
students.
got that. So we provide free transportation to the parents. It costs the districts, let's just be clear. And if somebody chooses not to take advantage of this, we would provide this person with a van and free, they're just choosing not to take advantage of it and drive themselves.
Sometimes,
We'd be paying for the van transportation.
Which would be more.
Which would be more money.
mhm. And sometimes the child, if depending on the location of the elementary school, sometimes it is longer than an hour. And since these are K-3 children, they don't often do well on that. So the option is to offer the parent the ability to transport themselves with IRS reimbursement. But it is turned into the state for reimbursement. So there's still a subsidy from the state that reimburses districts in that regard as
So
well.
full reimbursement? from the state?
Yes, it's the same as a van. Yeah.
And the only question I asked, and Dr. Conway asked, and it's 70 cents a mile, I believe, is the state rate currently, that's what.
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah, they get the IRS. But the only way you can get state reimbursement for the district is if the contract is approved by your board.
I should let you answer the question.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so, no motion needs for further discussion, we had some discussion. There should be a voice vote. We have a motion to approve ECS 25-26-014 through ECS 25-26-017.
So move Ralph.
Second, Tony.
We have a motion and a second. We have a voice vote, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Okay, need a motion for ECS 25-26-016.
Huh?
Yeah, we just approved all the early childhood.
So we approved everything.
Yep, up to this line.
I'm a little confused on this agenda, I'll have to be honest, I didn't even look at it at home. Okay, now, item 6, educational enterprise services. Are there any motion or we need for discussion on 25-26-002 and 004? This will be a voice vote, we have that motion.
So moved. Second, Bojella?
We have a motion and a second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Mm. Tell Dr. Conway.
Now, item 17, and this item 17 includes FS 25-26-012,
Can you make a motion to pull the one with the tuition
Yes.
so that we can talk about it separate?
Further discussion?
Yeah, we wanted to pull for discussion, item number 12. So Tammy can give further context to that.
I also wanted to pull item number 17H, FS 2526-019. It's about the RAND loan. I just had a comment I wanted to make about it. If you want me to
Okay,
do that
we'll
now
take
before
those in
Tam?
order. You want to discuss 012 first?
Go ahead.
Mine's really quick. I just wanted to say, isn't it $72,000 we're paying in interest for this, a total for the RANs?
Mm-hmm.
And the state's not gonna reimburse us for it. So that's $72,000 of our tax money that basically is going to a bank instead of students.
That's correct.
And I just find that reprehensible that the state's not gonna reimburse us for that. And that's just my comment on that.
Now, you got, which item you addressing?
I'm addressing the RAND that we took out for $5 million that we're paying back tonight. And we're paying $72,000 in interest on it that could have been going to one of our programs.
Yep.
And I just find that reprehensible, that the state won't reimburse us for a loan that we had to take out because of their inaction.
Well,
Yep.
I actually discussed this, and I thought it was a lot lower than that. So it's, what's the total, $10,000?
About 72 in total. I mean, all the fees and then the interest they're associated with it.
Yes, and the letter that was in your packet obviously expired when we canceled the January meeting, so we need to get a new letter with that new interest calculation before we make the payment, but.
But that's approximate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Now, we had another question?
Yeah, for 12. So, Tammy, did you want to then take the lead on this one here?
Yes, and I passed all of that out, so I'm gonna have to steal Dan's if that's okay. And we'll share it. So I wanted to have a moment, at this point, I have his, but thank you. So I wanted to take a moment to have a quick discussion. This was on the November agenda. We were gonna discuss it at that point in time. Since that occurred, I think at this point, you're welcome to just table it or vote no, because the superintendents have decided that they're not concerned now about adjusting the rates for 25-26, and they're okay with moving forward in 26-27. So that being said, let's back up to the discussion and how it happened, just so everybody understands where this conversation started. And Dr. Conway, you'll probably have to help me fill in history, but
No problem.
historically, whenever the Clearview program's tuition rates were designed, they were designed in conversation with the superintendents and the business managers, along with the student services department, way back in maybe 2015. I'm guessing it's been a long time, like maybe
Way
even
back
before that.
before me.
The calculation on how to develop the tuition rates and how to reconcile at the end of the year also came from that group discussion and how they do it. Historically, those rates were always set much lower than what the actual program cost, and there was not an issue. But as healthcare escalated, as retirement escalated, as salaries escalated, a gap started to grow. And as students kind of switch around in those programs, autism right now is growing, and some of the other programs are dwindling. There's less children. There are also less districts sending children to Clearview than there were all those years ago. The calculation is based on average daily membership, so it's not just attendance or enrollment. It's a combination. So what happens at the end of the year when we reconcile the program, sometimes the program, we've collected too much money and we have to issue refunds. Sometimes we've not collected enough money and we have to issue invoices. That
That's
being,
really per district.
that's a
depending
per
on
district
the number of kids. coming from
ADMs,
that.
yes. And so 2 years ago, New Kensington Arnold was hit with the large bill at year end because they increased their enrollment mid-year. And so they had more students, more attendance, and unfortunately that's how the calculation works. Then the cost of the program was charged most to New Kensington Arnold. At that time, of course, they have to go back to their board because we don't reconcile the program until after August when our salaries are all paid out, and have to get additional revenue, right, at that point in time that they didn't budget for or didn't know of. This year, when we reconciled, unfortunately, dairy was on the other end of that calendar, in which it was $159,000 in one of the programs for just dairy. That was a large bill, again, due to enrollment changes throughout the year that are nothing that we can handle. However, there was another issue in addition to that issue, and it was VOTEC tuition. So again, historically, it was decided by the group that when VOTEC students who attend half-time at Clairview and half-time at their VOTEC attended Clairview, the school districts would be charged 100% of the tuition instead of 50-50. And so times have moved on from that, and times have changed to the point of now we have what is called the PIMS report that you must submit to the state, which didn't occur back then. And so with the PIMS report, Clairview, whenever the IU reports that, can only report a 0.5 because that child is attending the VOTEC at 0.5. And so there's a half and half. And so Mr. Chappell called me, had 2 discussions. He was concerned about the 50-50 and would the superintendents agree to have that calculation changed, because at this point in the game, it didn't make sense that he was paying Clairview 100% for a child that was only attending 50, and then he was also paying the tuition at the VOTEC for the same amount. His state subsidy was only giving him half.
And if I may just insert one thing, programmatically, when we first sent kids to the CTC, they were not part of their program. We
Yeah.
actually sent staff with them, and Lou Ann Murphy was one of them, and personal care assistants with them. So the IU was incurring the cost of the personnel that was going down there. But now, wonderfully, students are in CTC programs. So
Integrated.
they now are the students of the CTC teacher. So that's programmatically, was a shift.
Yes.
In recent times.
We do
Oh,
still
please.
have a classroom assistant who attends daily.
Yes,
Okay.
that is true.
Thanks, Dr.
Yep.
Lee.
And so Scott came to us, Dr. Conway and I. We had that conversation. We looked at the tuition rates historically because of the impact that dairy had. And, you know, we said to Scott, would the superintendents agree to change the rates? Like, would we be able to change the theory that was set in place all those years ago? So Scott approached Dr. Conway, asked if he could attend a superintendent's meeting. He and I then attended the superintendent's meeting. I think it was September's meeting.
Yeah.
Had an initial conversation with the superintendents. The superintendents were receptive and understanding of the problems that were going on. They asked if we would go back and look at the historical charges, look at the rates, also compare the rates to some other schools that have similar programs, see where we fall, which we did and provided that for them, and that's kind of what is in your handout now. We also explained to them about the VOTEC, and they asked us if we could estimate what districts would it affect, and what would the estimation and the fluctuation be in the cost if we changed it. Because the moment that you change the calculation, that 50% that dairy was paying is all now getting pushed to the other districts, right? Instead of them paying 100, they're paying 50. That other half of cost is going to go, the way the formula goes, is going back to all the districts. So the superintendents wanted to see how it affected everybody. So we went back, and I believe it's Mount Pleasant that has a child at VOTEC. I believe it was York that had a child at VOTEC, and then Derry had some children at VOTEC. So we went back and we recalculated that, went back to the October superintendent's meeting, provided them with the information that they asked for. so we'll separate the two items. So when they looked at the tuition and how it compared to some of the other placements, we're still lower than most of those others, even if we raise the prices. And so the majority of the superintendents said, let's just raise the prices. That way we don't have to worry about these fluxes at the end. Okay, so they directed us to then create a resolution with the prices that are on the resolution tonight, and they would take it back to their boards and have it approved. So then, as far as the VOTEC piece of it, once they seen how it impacted their other districts, they said, you know what, we don't want to do this year because other schools are going to be drastically affected by it. So we're going to put this into place 26, 27. So we would do another resolution to change that practice in the summer. So at that point, we
Actually,
moved.
we'll make it part of the master service.
Yes,
agreement.
they
Yeah.
said do it that
Yeah.
way. So we moved forward with that. Then all the districts started to put the resolution and this topic on their own home districts. We canceled our November meeting, so unfortunately we didn't get to have this conversation. In the meantime, we did receive some signed approved agreements from some of the districts. Dr. Conway has, I'm not
9.
sure how many, 9,
9
okay.
so far.
But then we did receive some telephone calls from some of the business managers and superintendents indicating that they understood the impact that was going to happen at the end of the year. But they still didn't want to adjust the rates mid-year and said, let's just do it through the MSA going into 26, 27. And so then Dr. Conway took it back to the superintendents just to make sure everybody understood where we were, because unfortunately Derry and New Ken are both going to be hit with those large balances. And so they needed to understand that this was what was occurring. Both of those superintendents were okay with that. They understood the outcome. And so here we are now, fast forward into January. We talked about removing this completely from our agenda, but since it was on the November and we were moving it forward, we figured we'd leave it on. And if our board wanted to either table it or vote it down, that was fine as well, because at this point, the superintendents have decided, let's just wait till 26, 27. We will put both things, we'll recalculate at that point, and it'll be in the MSA.
And that was the December superintendent's meeting, second Thursday of December.
Yes.
Where I just shared with them, you know, like, what do we do if not all 17 school districts pass it? And they were like, well, let's just wait till next year then.
Yeah.
And everybody was agreeable, and the two districts, you know, that kind of brought up the issue were fine with that as long as they could, you know, plan for it.
Yes.
Kind of thing. And one other thing I just want to share too with the group is there is pressure on the intermediate unit to price that as competitively as possible, because there are other options that districts can choose to send students to. And we hear anytime we raise rates at Clairview, well, we're just going to go elsewhere, potentially. And you know, if kids pull out of Clairview or districts pull out of Clairview, then that puts the programs at risk, that puts the building at risk. So there's always this historical pressure to do the best possible pricing that we can, because we hear feedback that if it goes too high, in their
Yes.
opinion. So.
But once they actually sat and understood where they were and why those large fluctuations were coming because of that,
Yeah.
they didn't want to change the formula that had been put in place all those years ago. They wanted to keep the formula intact the way it was calculated. So by that decision, they said, let's just raise the rates to where it should be, because coming back to our taxpayers in September or October with a large bill that they didn't anticipate was an issue for some of those schools. So that's kind of where it stands at this point. So at this point, if our board wants to just table it or a vote no, that's fine, because we're going to resolve this whole issue with the MSA, which will be out here in March. So, and they're all aware of that.
Can I make a recommendation, we just vote it no to get it done with, so we don't table and have to deal with it again?
Yes, I mean, that's fine. I would rather you do that.
No. I have a comment to what Dr. Conway said, that they are under pressure to budget, to make it as competitive as possible. But when you set your rate, you know, $40 a day lower than the previous year, what the actual cost for the, like, let's look at LSF. The actual cost for 24-25 was $253.67, and then we're budgeting the 25-26 at $215.
That's
Like,
correct.
Okay, so just because you're under pressure to be competitive, like, then you just make up low numbers so that people send their kids here because it's an unrealistic low number? Because, I mean, that's what you have historically done, set the price lower than
Yes.
the price was
Yes.
the actual price the previous year. How do you budget something lower than what your actual price was the previous year? I don't know how you do that.
Because the theory with the school districts was it doesn't really matter what we pay monthly because this program is reconciled. So at the end of the school year, we're either going to get a refund or an additional bill, and that's how they want to handle it. In
but you
all of
should
our
set the price. You should set your rate at what you think the price is really going to be.
That's the
not some
conversation.
made up number.
It's not.
to
It
be
wasn't a made up
competitive with other
number.
people.
It wasn't a made up number. The districts agree on those rates, and they wanted them to be low based on their calculation. This is why the schools that are getting the large bills or refunds at the end of the year were finally saying, we no longer think this is working in the county, so we want to relook at it. As soon as they came to us, we agreed to do whatever it is. We set the rates based on the calculation that they had and were happy with until it got out of control. And when it starts to get out of control, it's because of enrollment. And so what is
But
happening?
That makes no sense, Tammy. If you are budgeting,
Deb, I understand it doesn't make sense to you. It didn't make sense to me either. But it made sense to the superintendents and business managers that created how the process was happening all those years ago.
But they're not the districts. We vote for the districts. It's our taxpayer money.
I don't believe it was ever a vote. My understanding. No, the superintendents and business managers always got together and discussed
They shouldn't be doing
how
that
this
either.
was doing. So we set the rates based on their processes, and enrollment has shifted. So all those years ago, enrollment in autism wasn't as high as it is now. And so the higher it goes, that cost gets spread out against the districts, and the rate goes down and down and down. But in like LSS, you can see from the attendance on the enrollment on how some of them had fluctuated. If you go the whole way back into 22-23, there were 25 kids, but now that number is more like 21 kids, and you believe it or not, 5 kids makes an enormous difference when you're talking about attendance. Same thing with emotional support and MNDS. So MDS even was at 25 several years ago, but it's now down to 18. So it doesn't make any sense to continue the practice that they were on because they were getting large refunds or they were getting large bills. And so we were happy that Scott and New Kensington actually approached us to say, because we suggested last year that we raise the prices. That's why you see an increase in the prices, but we couldn't increase it by $300 or $90 at that point in time. So we were gonna phase it in over a couple years. But again, Derry got hit with a $159,000 bill, and so they didn't want to phase it in anymore. They wanted to just bite the bullet and do it. And that's how this whole conversation kind of started. But the superintendents then in the end decided, we're just going to wait till next year, and we're just going to bite the bullet. They all now know that they might get a refund. They might get a large bill at the end. They're expecting it. They will be able to explain it to their boards when it happens, because that was the decision that they want to do.
Can I ask, when was this meeting with the superintendents?
It started in September, October.
Yeah, and then,
And then we had another
The
one.
superintendent wouldn't have been involved because he didn't start till November.
What school were you at?
Ligonier. Yeah, he was there for the December meeting.
Yeah, and Eric Koshius was involved with the business manager, so he was aware of it.
So as one of the 9 that voted for it vote no to this, do we have to rescind that vote?
No,
No.
because it was just kind of a routine thing. We wanted to get it in front of all of the boards, so you don't have to do anything. They've already
Dr.
moved
Bissell
on.
was very upfront and explained it all.
Oh, good.
And so did
Yeah.
Allison, so.
Yeah, I mean, a vote no here is not gonna impact back at the district at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Allison would have the best explanation because she was part of the initial conversation when she was here at the IU all those years ago. So she would have the best explanation of why they made that
explained it,
decision.
and that's-
If this is ultimately gonna be rolled into the MSA, remind me, do we vote on the MSA as a board?
Do they vote on the MSA?
Yeah,
Do you
vote
have them
to
do that?
accept the agreement with the school districts
I
individually,
think it'd be
so,
important when that comes up to have this a clarifying point.
yeah.
And the rates are in there. It's under the attachment D. So
Yeah,
when
no,
you
I-
get that,
I
it'll be
think
in there.
just
Mhm.
Bring it back up.
Okay, now,
Can I
what I would like to do now,
Can I ask a question? The, FS.
Thank you for pulling that.
016, for the parking space lease agreement with IU1, are we paying for spots down there, or?
Oh, no, they actually rent, I believe it's 4 spots where they keep vehicles here, because they have employees that live in this county. So instead of driving the whole way to Petan by Oakmont, they come here to get their car, you know, to get the Petan car and then drive, because they serve the West, yeah, so.
And
no worries.
and we should probably clarify, it's a rental agreement, but it's
Yeah.
an agreement between two IUs, so there's no fee for the rental. Yeah.
Okay.
Is
I'm
that
good.
more
Sorry.
just for like insurance
okay,
purposes?
so
Yes,
I would
yeah.
now like to entertain a motion to approve FS 25-26-012. This will be a voice vote.
So just this one
This
motion,
is
just this one item.
012 alone.
Make a motion, Brett.
We have a motion,
Second board.
we have a motion second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
I missed the whole thing.
Opposed, nay.
Nay.
Brooks and Boyd.
Boyd.
I better do a roll call.
Who was the other?
Do a roll call vote.
Brett and Boyd.
Brett's.
Yeah.
Madam Secretary, if you could do a roll call vote for a motion to approve FS 25-26-012.
Okay, so Bisco,
No.
Bojalad,
No.
Dice-a-Rod,
No.
Fike,
Yes.
Parach.
No.
Hamburger is not here. Mock,
Yes.
Rao,
No.
Shaw,
No.
Cedars not here. Shear,
Yes.
Toman,
No.
Boyd,
No.
Woleen,
No.
Leonard,
No.
and Bretts.
No.
Okay, it sounds like, the motion to deny is approved.
What was the number, Tam?
12 no's.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll now
Thank you for
move
pulling that.
to
You're welcome.
item 17B and entertain a motion. Entertain a motion FS 25-26-013 through FS 25-26-020. This also will be a voice vote. We have a motion to approve.
Motion, Shaw.
Second Rao.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. That takes us down to student services. And the student services would be motions SS 25-26-10 to SS 25-26-14. All right, Does anybody wish for any motions for discussion here?
Could I just ask for a point of maybe clarification moving forward, when you're putting on conference attendance and et cetera, could you please put the location of that conference as an agenda?
Like the motel room?
What's that?
Like the city.
The city, state, et cetera, the location. I think I'd be more to Mr. Conway than the president.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
No worries. This is actually gonna be at Hershey, Pennsylvania, for the state conference, so normally we would have that there, so that was an oversight on our part.
That's it. 12.
12.
Now, we'll entertain a motion to approve SS 2526-010 to SS 2526-014, and this will be a voice vote.
So move Ralph.
Second Boyd.
There's a motion second.
Boyd.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Okay, item 19, technology
Bless you.
innovation
Thank you.
innovation services. And this would be motion to approve TIS 2526-003 through TIS 2526-005. And this will be a voice vote. We have a motion.
Motion, Brett.
Second, Shaw.
A motion and a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Which takes us to school board, item 28. Item 20. Okay, this will be SP 2526-011 to SP 2526-014. Do any of these motions need pulled for discussion? This will be a voice vote. Would entertain that motion.
Point of order, we need to pick somebody for the foundation before we vote on it.
Oh, yeah, we are to that point. Does that mean you volunteered, Mr. Shaw?
I guess.
You seem like a volunteer of the year. Now, does anybody
Wasn't
want
planning.
to fill that gap?
You know, if the meetings are at 7:30 in the morning.
I'm sorry.
Some of us are already working at 7:30 in the morning. I said
Yeah,
if that's
and
when the
again,
meetings
I
are.
understand. It's not a big thing, but the time space that it fills is tough to get the full-time job.
So if Mr. Shaw wants to do it, I'm grateful he would.
Yeah. Go
I
Dan.
wasn't.
Go Dan.
No concern.
So that'll still be an open slot and we can settle that issue later.
I said I would,
No, nominate Dan.
yeah, I said I would do it, I guess.
Oh, he is gonna do it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
If nobody else wants, if nobody else wants it.
Sounds like you've been that old.
I can't tell you how much you appreciate it, Mr. Shaw, so we'll fill in Daniel Shaw. Now, we can entertain a motion.
So moved, Bojella.
Second Boyd.
We have a motion second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now we're.
So, Mr. President, if you'd like me to explain this part of the agenda, I'd be happy to if you'd like, because this is kind of a new section.
Yeah, this is some amendments, yes.
All right, so as part of the new process with policy revision, if a board member requests a policy revision, they send it in writing, and then it makes then the next agenda for the board to vote on each individual recommended revision. So, Dr. Henderson, if you don't mind, one policy that has been recommended to be revised is policy 718, service animals. And I'll always put who recommended in parentheses, so you can see that was Mr. Shaw. And there are 3 revisions that he recommended to the policy. Each of those are individual votes. And Dr. Henderson, if you don't mind opening up the PDF for that, you'll see on the PDF, we then added where those revisions occur. So if you scroll down just a little bit,
Wait, this is just the committee of the whole procedures. Hold on, sorry. Which one are we going to?
go to the first one there.
001?
You got it, yep.
All right.
and then you'll notice we number it RR. So you can see where it says RR 718 TAC 001, that's one motion. And then you can see number 2, number 3, it's the same document over and over again, but as you go to each motion, you then see the same document, but it highlights what revisions have been recommended to be revised. So, yeah, Becky, if you just go down a little more, you'll see, I think, TAC 003 come up there. So, just wanted to kind of explain how that works. And so anytime there's a requested revision, I'll have it organized by the policy and then by the number of revisions, excuse me, that were made. And I'll do my best to kind of combine if it's able to be combined. And sometimes they are different places in the policy, such as this as an example. So, and Mr. Shaw, obviously you're more than welcome to comment, and share reasonings behind your requested revisions.
My reasoning is it was getting too specific with service animals with the miniature horses, because so what I did and what my school district did with this policy is took out the sections of miniature horses and basically added a line to service animals, dogs. I think it's can't remember off the top of my head, but dogs and other animals, which a miniature horse would be considered in it. That way it's other animals, that way it's not, because this, if this keeps going, you're gonna have other sections for other animals, so each individual animal would get its own section, which
Are these, I'm sorry, these are recommendations, these are legal recommendations, as far as a miniature horse is legally considered a service animal.
Correct.
So we should really follow the recommendations.
Right, that's my
Legally,
concern. I mean,
right.
I honestly think this could be broadened in the scope. ADA specifically designates service animal as a service dog, and then has a separate provision for miniature horses if suitable for the environment they're in. So service dog is the only acceptable service animal, except for the additional provision of a miniature horse when allowable by the confines of the environment that they're gonna be in. So the ADA doesn't broaden the scope to any other animal besides dogs and the additional provision of miniature horses. So I don't think there would be any cause for us to deviate from it, because that, I think, would open us up to the possibility of other animals not allowed by the ADA.
Correct.
but if you read the rest of it, it does say other animals anyways in the further up it does say other animals.
But there aren't other animals that are approved from the ADA, other than the service dogs and the miniature horse. So then you're just opening up to say that other animals, so I could say my lizard. Like, you have to, I don't think we need to open it up. I think we need to follow the recommendations that are legally approved by the ADA. So read what it.
Can you go back up to the?
Read the original one, the recommendation sent to us. Yeah, if you can, if you go up to the, yep, right there. This will give us the original.
Oh, he just has that
it
one.
does.
That's
Yeah,
right
that's
now on it as
just
well.
service animal means any dog individually trained to do work to perform tasks for the benefit of an individual with a disability.
And then
below,
strike
so
out
he's
what's
trying to
below
strike
that.
out and add it above. See where, and then
Yes.
his next line says service animal means. I don't think we should broaden it. I think we
And then the,
really need to keep it to what they're.
Yeah, I applaud the effort. I mean, I don't want a person bringing in a parrot, right, as a service animal. But I think the revision inadvertently broadens the scope, whereas, the original text, as of right now, the ADA only allows service dogs, except an additional provision of miniature horses with certain call-outs of their acceptability to the environment that they're in.
I'll go with the decision of the board, but I know I was just basing this off of what my school district did.
Well, your intent was not to broaden it, your intent was to actually define it.
Yeah.
And I think maybe not understanding that what the ADA already defines only 2 animals is suitable, that potentially maybe it's something you should even take back to your board and think about.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm all for it, I mean, I want narrow scope as possible,
Yeah,
right, in this context, but
Yeah.
I think what the language is that narrower context.
I was certainly in favor of it until I heard what
Yeah.
Director Rao, Director Tobin said.
Okay, so the floor is open. There's 3 policy revisions. We could take a motion to table or deny. All that we can do either one.
Well, I think I'm gonna make a motion to combine and approve, and then the board can go ahead and take a vote.
That's what I was looking for, a motion to combine. So we have a motion to combine RR 718-1, 718-2, and 718-3.
I'll second that.
We-
Second,
I'll
Shaw.
second. We have a motion and a second. This will be a voice vote. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay.
Nay.
Motion is not carried, so it is denied. Okay.
So, wait, hold on, sorry. So the motion was to combine the motions,
Was it combine and deny?
Suggestions.
and then you're gonna,
No.
We voted no.
you need a second vote though, right?
Right, this was first read.
Yeah, but like, was it to combine
Well,
the motions?
The motion I was looking for was that he would combine, I
Just
believe
to
he-
combine the vote on all 3 of them was the motion.
Yeah,
Okay, so then, yes, we wanna combine them.
Yeah, so you combined them. Well, you didn't combine it because you voted no.
Right, so you voted no.
So you might wanna redo that, combine it, and then offer the motion to vote on the combined.
I tried to do it all at once.
I thought you did.
Then we
That
took longer.
Okay.
Okay, well, whatever you wanna do. Okay, so we have the motion to combine.
Alright, let me start over. I motion to combine RR 218001 through RR 218003 into a single vote.
Second Boyd.
Alright, then my second motion is, I motion to approve the combined motion for RR 718001 through RR 718003.
Okay, we'll take the vote on the first motion to combine. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. They are combined. Motion carries. Now, we'll take the same vote to approve or deny the combined motion. All in favor, aye. Opposed, nay.
Nay.
Motion carries. Motion denied. Denial carries, yeah. Okay. Okay, board, 22 board policy second readings. There are 7 second readings, so this will be 7 separate motions. We'll start off with 22A, P100320. We'll entertain a motion to approve P10032526. This will be a voice vote.
So moved, we'll leave.
Second Boyd.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now, this is a mandated one, so that was, the next one is P1003.1-2526. And this is also another mandated one. This will be a voice vote. So do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion, Brooks.
There's a motion.
Second disco.
Motion is second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now, next we have motion to another mandated by Title IX. Motion to approve P104-2526. This is with the voice vote. With the motion to approve.
So moved, Boyd.
Second, Ralph.
We have a motion second, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. 22D, P, we're looking for motion to approve 20P 234-25-26. This is a recommended. This will be a voice vote. All in favor, aye.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And yeah, we need a motion.
I make a motion, Brett.
Second, Ralph.
Motion second, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now, this also is another recommended, we're looking for motion to approve P 317-25-26, it'll be a voice vote, we have a motion.
So moved, Boyd. Second, Boyd.
We have a motion and a second over there, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Yeah.
Can we get a no?
We have one no.
One no? Okay. Motion carries. Okay, now we're at, motion, will be now entertaining a motion to approve P 317.1-2526. This is recommended. This is also a voice vote.
Make a motion, Brett.
Second, Bisco.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion, do we have another
One
nay?
nay.
One night.
One nay. Okay, now we have, we're looking for motion to approve P 320-25-26. This is also recommended, this should be a voice vote, we have a motion.
So moved, Boyd.
Second, Ralph.
We have a motion second, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
No.
We have one nay vote, motion carries. Okay, now, the next item, 23, PSB Policy News Network, PNN updates is provided mostly for information from the board. 25 board policy administrative regulations likewise listed for informational purposes. Do we have anybody that expressed an interest in comments from citizens, Madam Secretary?
No.
That could be a no. So, we are now at the point where actually entertain comments by any WIU board director.
I just wanted to say thank you for approving the service coordinator positions. I really appreciate it.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
Is it the third and fourth? It's the fourth, right? Today.
Fourth.
Yeah.
Now we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion, Ralph.
Second, Brett.
We have a motion and a second, executive session, no action, X5.
8:40.
Well, I'm just gonna ask, is it the desire to still have the executive session?
Yes.
This is yours. I'm gonna take that with me.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. White, I need your signature for this resolution.